Hello again, guys. It's Echo Chair here, back with another video on the channel. This is part 2 of Naruto's banished from the Leaf Village. I hope you enjoyed the previous what if, and also you're enjoying the Madra series as well. I'm also going to be start posting the Otsutsuki series as well as some high school GXD, as well as some My Hero Academia. I know you guys are looking forward to that. So let's get straight to this video. So we pretty much left in the last part. Naruto had gone through his graduation exam and was waiting for his team assignments. Pretty much, he had also saved Iruka from Mizuki. Mizuki was trying to seal the scroll of ceilings. Pretty much, so Naruto had already helped out there. So today is now the so let's get into this video. So today is now the day for the team assignments. Iruka is already recovered from his squabble with Mizuki. He then tells the class that Mizuki is not gonna be able to be here, as he's on an S rank mission right now, which he cannot tell the class about. Which the class will then just nod their heads. So Iruka then starts assigning the teams from team 1 to team up to team 7 pretty much. Then team 7 is saying team 7 is Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto Uzumaki, which Sakura is like happy that she has got Sasuke. All the other teams are the same as in canon. Is they're told Iruka then gives them that speech of his, pretty much telling them that the life of the shinobi is hard and difficult. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot, and work hard, push yourself, and most importantly, protect your village, pretty much. Which to then like agree to this, pretty much. So the teams will then get collected. Kakashi is a bit earlier. He comes 2 hours earlier. He then takes his team. As they go and introduce themselves. So their introductions are the same. Yes, Naruto then say he wants to become Hokage pretty much, but Naruto is lying through his teeth. So Kakashi then tell them that they have like a test tomorrow, a survival test, where they're not supposed to eat if they're gonna puke. So Kakashi would then dip, Naruto also then leaves, as well. He just walks down, leaving. Followed, by Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura, who's always behind Sasuke, because since Sakura is pretty much a fucking fangirl, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I hate Sakura, especially when the part she says that she has finally caught an up to Naruto and Sasuke, pretty much. You know, it makes me feel like all the hard work Naruto and Sasuke put into their training is nothing, because Sakura just trained for a bit. So yeah, it bothers me a bunch. So continuing on with the story. Um, where was I? Oh yeah. Naruto and pretty much is heading back to his house, as he enters his house and closes the door, activates the privacy seals, and he then sits down and goes into a meditative stance. Naruto the clone connects himself, with like the original Naruto. The original Naruto pretty much has been going around the elemental nations, gathering shinobi from most of so gathering missing rogue ninjas from most villages, pretty much also inviting them to his village, like Tuopo. Naruto also came across, Hakuzabuza, some of, the seven ninja swordsmen, pretty much. He came across them and, he invited them, to Wopo. Naruto also found, he also went, to Kiri, pretty much, where he found, like, some of the people, were seeking refuge. He also found, some of Kaguya clan members, like, Kimimaru, and, some of his clan members before they got wiped out. Naruto found them and pretty much took them, to his village, where, they're gonna start repopulation. Naruto also found, some Horton users as well, for, so that Haku will not be alone. So yeah, that's what the old Naruto has been doing. So the clone Naruto then connect to Naruto and say, "Hey boss," they say, yes, I've already graduated from the academy. Also have received our team assignments, pretty much. Which Naruto then say, okay, that's interesting, that's good. Continue the good work. I'm going to continue building up the village. When I'm done, I'll then dispel you, pretty much. Which the clone nods. So Naruto's village, is prospering bit by bit. It's looking great for the Whirlpool village is going great. All the buildings have been repaired. Their army, is recovered in total. Naruto has also, created a regiment for his shinobi, where they train. Most of his shinobi, already know seals. They're like, level 5 seal level, pretty much. It's because, they should be decent in seals, pretty much. Naruto also did, a blood ritual with them, so that they'll be able to pass through the barrier without any difficulties. Not to do the blood ritual on them, turning them into like 25 or 15% Uzumaki clan member, pretty much, because he used like the blood of some of the pure Uzumakis as well. So Naruto's also been training with his eyes. Pretty much, he has already mastered, most of his Sharingan abilities. But the Tsukuyomi still takes a toll on him. Pretty much, he's not able, to yet control the time flow, as well as like the Kamui. Kamui is a bit difficult for him, but he's almost there. Naruto's wood style has also progressed, since he like found out some of like Hashirama's wood style techniques, and also created some of his own techniques. He already knows Hashirama's wood style, tailed beast binding. Pretty much that's the jutsu Hashirama used, like to like trap the tailed beasts and calm them down, make them sleep. He's also learned how to do like the wood style several thousand hands, pretty much, and the laughing Buddha statue as well. So pretty much is OP, Cam. No cap there, no cap there. So back to the clone. Naruto's clone pretty much has woken up and has done like the morning rituals pretty much so they can look normal. He's also heading towards the training ground where he finds Naruto, where he finds Sakura and Sasuke waiting for him. Sakura then say that Naruto is late, and say our sensei is like you should not coming late. Kakashi then arrive a few minutes later. Pretty much this then told them like the same as in canon about the test. So the test would then go the same as in canon, not wanting to show any of his abilities, cause they might get him into trouble, which does not need right now. So not just did the same thing, which we still know that Kakashi has no choice but to pause them, since Sasuke is like the council all over his feet. So Kakashi would still pause them pretty much. So after them getting past, they then start doing D-rank missions, which these D-rank missions suck like a lot pretty much. After Naruto and Sasuke have had enough of these D-rank missions, so then ask for a higher mission, which to get a C rank, and then do like one like a projection mission pretty much, where they have to accompany this man to a certain place. It was a merchant. He'd accompany this merchant from a certain place to another place, from the village to another place. They still got paid, and then they headed back to the village. They also had their first kills there. It took them about the same time as they did the wave mission. So they had to make many stops, since the guy was a merchant, so they had to make many stops pretty much. So yeah, they come back in time for the chunin exams, where how do I say this? Oh, yeah, they come back into the chunin exams where they're being held in Kono at this time. So none of the old people are gonna come, not yet at least, since Naruto is still preparing his forces. Most of his forces is pretty much like his high level, his joinings, like Kage level shinobis. His Anbus pretty much are like on par, with him to an extent. But Naruto is stronger, so don't twist that fact. Naruto is still stronger, but he holds all of his power back. Um, Naruto too has also mastered the power of the Kyuubi, since him and Kurama decided to collaborate as well. As Naruto then opened up the cage, he made a seal for himself, a seal breaker, and opened the cage for the Kyuubi. So Naruto can control 100% power of the Kyuubi, but no one knows that as a secret. Naruto, Naruto's eyes have also evolved, you know, they've evolved, going to their higher state, which is known as the Renegan. So Naruto asked the Kyuubi about the Renegan, pretty much, as the Kyuubi told Naruto all about the Renegan that can summon the outer path, as well as all sorts of things. Which Naruto found it interesting, saying, interesting. So Naruto is still on his way to learn, to perfect all the powers of the Renegan. So you guys might say this might be overly OP, but meh, guys, it's my time to shine. So my word, if my rules. So continuing on with the story. So the training exams pretty much go the same thing. As the team 7 heads over to the academy where they meet Kakashi. Kakashi wishes them good luck. They then enter another test. Sasuke still blabbers shit about the Genjutsu, which makes Naruto face palm. Sasuke still gets his ass beaten by Rock Lee, pretty much, since Rock Lee has got that awesome taijutsu moves, and Sasuke be slacking off. So they then move in to like the written exam where Ibiki does his mind questions, messing around with their minds. Naruto still does the same thing he did in canon about not giving up. That's his Nindo way. As pretty much that people think Naruto is an idiot. How does then move on to the forest of death? His uncle Macho then passed through the window, telling Ibiki that he's slacking off, he's not doing his job correctly, pretty much. As Ibiki then say they're just that good. So after all that they then enter the forest of death, or training ground 44 as it is known, to then sign the waivers, about their life. Pretty much that if they die, it's not the Leaf Villagers' fault. Pretty much, continuing on, they will then, get given, like the sun and is it like the scrolls, pretty much the scroll of heaven, scroll of earth and heaven, pretty much those two scrolls. Is that given those two scrolls? The thing you not given those two, they're given one scroll. As the other teams are given different scrolls, pretty much. So if one team is a heaven scroll, the other team should have an earth scroll, another heaven, another earth, pretty much. So that makes so that the elimination of teams is much easier. So after getting given the scrolls to then be like jump into the training ground for into like the verge of death where they have to run for another scroll. So pretty much the same goes there. As they spend the day in the forest looking for a team, pretty much, which they end up running across like the rain team, which they defeat with Naruto and Sasuke. Sakura was being a pussy pretty much because she wasn't doing shit. She was thinking for her Sasuke-kun to help her out. Sakura is a much more fan girl. She's a die-hard fan girl, I'm not gonna lie. Cause I think that's why Sasuke ended up leaving, and Boruto pretty much Sasuke does not stay home. He just stays home for a bit, then heads back out. Cause Sasuke knows that she be crazy, fam, crazy, crazy. So continuing on, Team 7 is still like trapped by Orochimaru. It's not just swallowed by that snake. Well, he still does the shadow clone thing, busting out of the snake's stomach, pretty much killing the snake. Is he then finds Sasuke fighting Orochimaru. Naruto, uses the QB, some of the QB power he has in the clone. As Orochimaru does, the 5 elemental seal and it's stealing away the QB's power in Naruto, which Naruto knocks him out. But Naruto was just pretending to be asleep. Cause I doubt you can knock out a hood clone pretty much. That would be stupid and dumb. So Sasuke will then still get branded by the curse mark as Sakura would still protect her team. She still get attacked by Haku, Dosu, and Kin pretty much as Rock Lee would come to help. Where Rock Lee would get damaged by the air horn. Sasuke would wake up and break one of like the sounds Shinobi's hands. He would first kill Kin pretty much. He wouldn't waste time. He would kill her with a kunai into her heart, pretty much killing her. And then he would then kill the guy with like the pipes in his hands so that he can do like those decapitating airwaves pretty much. He would then like pretty much kill Dosu as well. Pretty much that guy was annoying. So after killing them, Naruto then wake up later as you see Sasuke. Sasuke then want to fight Naruto, but Naruto didn't want to, as Sasuke eventually didn't stop as he suppresses the curse mark back again. And he and his team then head off back to the tower. So pretty much their team is a third to arrive, after like the team from the sand and another Konoha team and then them. So as they open the scrolls, Iruko then pop out congratulating them out making it themselves to the tower. So they then wait for 5 days. Naruto is still not tell Iruka about Orochimaru as well as Sasuke getting the curse mark. Which Kakashi would seal away the curse mark much earlier this time. We didn't wait for the chunin exams to start. Since Team 7 is not late, so Kakashi would seal away the curse mark and tell Sasuke that the more he uses it, the lesser the seal is. And the more he suppresses it, the more superior the seal is. So Uncle Matroshi still meets up with Orochimaru and she fights him for a bit, but Orochimaru, is an OP guy. He would defeat her, you needed to know. He can just activate her curse mark and leaving throbbing on the ground in pain. So the rest of the teams then arrive, after some 5 or so days pretty much, as the preliminaries, are yet to now begin. So just a quick thing guys. The preliminaries of this video pretty much gonna be different from the ones in canon. They're gonna be slightly similar but different in a sense. So yeah, let's get straight into these preliminaries. So the preliminary first match is gonna be Sasuke versus Yori pretty much as people hoping they have high hopes for the Uchiha. Sasuke would then fight Yori pretty much as Yori would be sucking away Sasuke's chakra. Sasuke would then notice and start using taijutsu. He uses some of Lee's techniques pretty much, but Lee doesn't mind pretty much as he wants to make Sasuke his eternal rival. As Sasuke wins the match. The next match then be Temari versus Tenten with Temari clapping Tenten no cap. All the other matches pretty much go similar. Up to the point where Naruto is now supposed to fight. So Naruto would fight Rock. Naruto would fight who is this? Naruto would fight Kiba. Yeah, Naruto fight Kiba. Since Kiba is still a loudmouth, obnoxious brat, Naruto then fight Kiba, pretty much defeating Kiba with little to no effort. Since he just like took out a stink bomb out of his hand, and tossed it at Kiba, hitting him in the head, pretty much. Since Kiba's notice is extremely powerful, he would then faint, from like the amount of sting, pretty much. Since his nose is like sensitive as hell. So after Kiba gets knocked out, Naruto is declared the winner. So the Hokage then tell them that you have 1 month of training, pretty much, so they can have to go and perfect their moves. So Kakashi would still opt to train Naruto, as Naruto then have who be stuck with Ebisu. Ebisu would try to teach Naruto some chakra control, which Naruto then knock out Ebisu with the sexy jutsu, pretty much, not wanting to not waste his time. Not then find Jirai, as you then ask Jirai if he could train him, pretty much, since Jirai is looks like someone strong, which Jirai would then agree. So Jirai would then teach Naruto the summoning, pretty much, which Naruto is like, summoning, okay, fine. Naruto is still learn the summoning from Jiraiya, but you guys know, like, this is one thing I'm gonna change the rule of summoning. Let's say Naruto is summoning, pretty much, he can hide himself, like if let's say like the major summoner wants to reverse summon someone, or the chosen wants to reverse summon him, Naruto can choose whether to get reverse summoned or not, pretty much. So he is in control of that. And if Naruto leaves the leaf, he pretty much can still keep his summoning contract, since it's made with the toads personally. And pretty much the toads are not that loyal to Konoha. They're like allies, not loyal to them. They are allies in a sense. So if the toads wants to just like leave, they can leave when they want to. So now then learn the Rasengan, as well as some jutsus from Jiraiya, as well as improving his taijutsu style, which Jiraiya helps greatly in improving his taijutsu style. As the 1 month will then come to a close. Damn it, I'm thinking too hard. So yeah, continuing on with this video. Damn it, I'm feeling tired. So continuing on, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna edit that out. So continuing on, the 1 month training is now over. As everyone is gathering into the main arena. This arena is when the finals for the chunin exams take place. Then there's some other matches which happen on a few daily basis, pretty much. Shinobi will be fighting each other to see who's stronger. So after like the wait, everyone is there. The daimyos, the Okage, the Okage, like what's it called? No, it's the Kazekage as well. So the Kage and the Kazekage are there, pretty much. So then enter, like the matches then start to begin. So the first match, will be Naruto versus Neji. As Neji would still talk his bullshit about fate. As Naruto and Neji would fight. Neji would block all of Naruto's chakra points, but Naruto's a wood clone, pretty much. He doesn't have any chakra points, but Neji, like there's some which make it look like he has. Naruto then start moving again. To Neji's absolute shock and horror. We know that like the clone of Naruto then punch Neji, pretty much, knocking him out. So Neji still did the same shit he did to Hinata, but Naruto doesn't care about Hinata that much, cause I don't really like the Naruto and Hinata thing. It didn't suit Naruto. I was supposed to marry Shion, fam. Shion was like the perfect girl for Naruto, or that girl from that village. What's that village? Like that village where they are women, or Kyoki. Yeah, those were like the chicks that were supposed to get with, not a shy Hinata. Pretty much, Hinata was obsessed. Hinata is a fangirl, fam. So yeah, continuing on. The other matches will continue the same as Sasuke is now supposed to fight Gaara. Which they begin their fight as the Konoha crushing will then begin. So I'm not gonna waste time in this, pretty much, as the Konoha crush will go the same, with the Sun Dame dying, sealing away the first Hokage and the second Hokage, as well as Orochimaru's arms. Naruto would still defeat Gaara and give Gaara a talk no jutsu, pretty much. The council would still call Jiraiya to become the Hokage, which Jiraiya would then refuse and tell them to find Tsunade. So Naruto and Jiraiya are sent to go and find Tsunade, as the same happens in canon. Where they still meet up with Tsunade. They also meet Itachi and Kisame, where they fight in Itachi and Kisame. Naruto does not reveal his Sharingan, pretty much, so as he doesn't want any problems for him. He keeps it a secret for now. As they then find Tsunade. As Naruto and Tsunade would still fight. Tsunade would tell Naruto to master the Rasengan, which Naruto then shows Tsunade a mastered Rasengan, pretty much, because Naruto is a prodigy and his chakra control is not like that off. Tsunade then saw her a Rasengan, as she then be convinced to come back to the village. If they know that they head back to the village. So yeah, I'm gonna be ending, part two off right here. I wanted to make it 30 minutes pretty much, but I felt like I couldn't do it, guys. I don't have it in me to make such long what ifs. I've seen my maximum is only 30 minutes, unless I'm making a movie which is 1 hour or to 2 hours, pretty much. So I'm also gonna start reading fan fiction soon, guys. I hope you guys will be waiting for those two. Please enjoy the what ifs videos on the channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Peace out, guys.